Now this is a really cool find. I think you're gonna like it, at least I do. All right, we're getting ready to go on a metal detecting adventure. But let me tell you this is actually the end of the day. The introduction I did to the video is kind of messed up because I didn't do what I was planning to do today. I was planning to spend the day out in the river, snorkeling and finding a bunch of stuff, but there was too many people out there, so I had to go to a slightly different area that turned out to be really, really good. It's going to be a good video, and I hope you hang out with me to watch it. We'll see you at the end. This is our first signal of the day. I'm going to go ahead, we'll go ahead and dig it together. Unfortunately, the water's the current's moving upstream right here, but go ahead and fan it. I can go see a thing. I'm very hopeful it's a good thing. It's going to either be a sinker or a bullet. Ooh, I can see it. It's a bullet or a sinker. Go, I'll send you under. You can look. That is 100% a musket ball, 69 caliber. You can see where it was pinched off at the top. That's called a sprue, and that's left over from where the lead was poured in the bullet mold. 100% musket ball. Isn't that weird though? The river bottom there, most awesome, dude. That took us 10 seconds. That was awesome. I can't imagine it's going to be like that all day long. Won't be a bullet every 10 seconds, I can guarantee it. Got a super squeaker here, but I suspect it's going to be a can. There's tons of cans in this river. Yep, I can feel it right already. Well, not a can, I guess, but this piece of aluminum, probably siding or something, I'm not sure, but definitely a super squeaker. I didn't get you up for this signal because I knew it was pretty small, and as it turns out, it's just a fishing sinker, fishing weight. Call those egg sinkers. Well, I'm finding a lot of sinkers, which is a good sign, I guess. I would say it's a good sign. Looked over there against the bank, and there's a cool Coke bottle. Looks like it's complete. Try to get some of the silt out of it, and we'll take it along with us. Yeah, I guess that's not the oldest style that they have out there. I wonder where. Nashville, Tennessee. Maybe now you know where I am, or at least where the bottle came from. Well, I finally got another bullet. So what we have here is a 3-ring mini ball that's been pulled. We call it pulled. What that means is that the musket was not fired. You know, that was loaded and it wasn't fired either because the powder got wet or for whatever reason. And they had to pull the bullet out, back up all the way through the barrel. And what they do is they take their ramrod, and there's a little tool that screw on the end of the ramrod, and you put it down into the musket or the rifle all the way down to the bottom, and it screw or twist that tool into the lead of the bullet until it got a good purchase, and then they would just pull the bullet back up the barrel to unload it. That's really the only way you could unload a musket or a rifle muzzle loader if you don't fire it. Well, there's one other way you could take the plug out of the very end of it, but that's not something soldiers would do. That's something an armorer would do. So, all right, so we got another bullet. That's most awesome. I have so much lead in my pocket, sinkers and stuff, but maybe we'll get on some more bullets before the day is out. Got about another hour. That's where I dug the bullet, and like I always say, you should always check the hole because quite often they never threw just one bullet away. And there's definitely another squeaker in there. I'm not going to say that's a bullet, but there's another target of some sort. So let's go ahead and dig it together, although we can't see anything. Or it might just be something that you'd mark your like the end of your driveway with, you know, a light would shine on that and glow. That's pretty cool though. We'll save it. Could be Civil War. No, I can't. It's impossible. It's plastic. A really good signal right here, but it's like on that rock. It's like bedrock right there. Let's just see it. It might just be a piece of a can or something that floated in there. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. I can feel it. All right. Well, it's not a can, but it's equally as junky, I'm afraid. You ready? Yeah, so an aluminum grate or something of some kind. Okay, so we're getting into an area where there's a lot of trash. You can see there's some broken glass, and there's lots of bottles and stuff in here too, pieces of tire and just junk. But I do have a signal over here. Going back to it, it's a little light on the meter. I mean, it's not really high, kind of under that rock right there. So it's not reading real great, but for some reason I kind of like that sound. Maybe not, because it's right on the bedrock, so it's probably not anything good. I had to put your wedge at because I couldn't grab it, but as it turns out, it is a most likely a Civil War item. That's a little round ball. You can see the sprue right there where it was poured in a mold and that was cut off. That's the little tail end of it. So that could very well be to a pistol. It's a little too big for a buck and ball or buckshot, but considering where we're at, it's probably Civil War, but it's definitely a projectile of some sort. It just dug a little piece of, I think this is pewter, so this could be Civil War related. There's really no way to say. I was thinking it might be part of a spout to a canteen, but there's really no way for me to say what that is for sure. Got that right there, and I think there's another signal over here. So much, yeah, so there's something right here too. Let's go ahead and dig that together. There's a lot of junk in here has washed down the river, and it gets caught in these little like riffles, all the light stuff, cans and things like that. This heavy stuff was dropped here though, that didn't wash down the river, the pewter and whatnot. Ready? It's in my hand. It's probably a piece of wire or something. Maybe it's that rock right there. Is that rock? No. This? Uh-oh, it's one of these two things. Oh, there it is. It's a fishing weight that was stuck to, kind of wrapped around that piece of wood. So that's just a modern fishing weight. But that's about the size of a small mini ball or small Civil War bullet. So you got to dig those signals. So this is a small tire weight, you know, for balancing like an automobile tire that someone tied a fishing line to. So they made it into a fishing weight, repurposed. Most awesome. Dang, I wish I would have got you out for this one. It's got another bullet. It was not a great squeak though. It was really down into the rocks. Looks like someone's been chewed on the tip of it though, doesn't it? Little tiny tooth marks. Let's check the hole. That's kind of the same squeak right there. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's not. It's a little bit weird, so it might be down deep. But let's go ahead and dig that. Try to dig that together. Even though you can't see a thing now. Oops. Alright. I'll use this to kind of figure out where it is again. What we have here is we have these rocks like that. There's ledges. So it sinks down into the very, very bottom of those little V cuts. And I have to clean those V cuts out with my fingers. And hopefully get it to move. You know, maybe I moved it. See anything? Now this could easily be iron. Where's some of these rocks? Is that a nail? That's not a nail. Ah, okay. So here is a little piece of lead. That is probably a, what we call a jig, or some type of fishing weight. It would have been like a lure. I'm pretty sure with that thing sticking out of the end. Yeah, definitely, 100%. Unfortunately, my bag is getting really full, so kind of a pain. I just dug that little like jig head thingy, and this is the V that I pointed at, saying that you have to dig down in those V's. And I actually got a nice squeaker right here, so I think we'll dig that together. And then just as likely a sinker as it is anything else, I guess. See, it's down in there. Oops. Be quiet, you. Alright, what is it? I can feel it's heavy. That's either probably a round musket ball or a fishing weight. And it's probably a round musket ball right there. Look at the roundness on it. You can see it's flat all the way. It has a little flat shelf all the way around. So that's definitely a fired musket ball. That's a really good signal right here. I mean, like bullet-like. That's actually not. It's too big for a bullet. It's very a lot of silt right here. I'll try to pull all that silt back, but if it can, it could just be in that. Yeah, it moves. Got it in my hand, whatever it is. Just as bad. It's an aluminum top to the beer bottle. This one sounds pretty good. It's up pretty much on the bedrock. Unfortunately, not gonna be able to put you under to see it. I might be able to just grab it though. Oh no. Alright, oh, there it is. That is a great big old fishing sinker with string attached, regular string. So that's an older one. Oh, nice signal though. That's a fish nest right there, so we'll stay out of that. It's probably like a sunny or something. But I do have a signal right here next to it. Really high, so it's probably going to be a can. But it'll be easy to get because it's right on the surface of the rock there. The rock, I mean, it's bedrock right there. So, well, it wasn't a can. It's some type of really like a light aluminum piece. It gives a really good squeak. That's all it was, though. All right, we'll keep moving along here. Hopefully, we'll get a couple more targets before the day's over. Well, we got another round musket ball. It's got, see that green on it? That's algae. So that means that it was, you know, face up there and exposed to the sun. So if you would have looked down and had really good eyes, you would have been able to see it. That's most awesome right there. I love these 6.9 caliber round balls. Let's go ahead and check that spot where it came from. It's just right on the top of that rock. It was an amazing signal. In fact, when I fanned it, it went flying away. Yeah, I don't hear any more right there. Getting a little bit of a squeak under that rock. I'm going to dig that on my own. I don't have high hopes for it. I don't think that's the one we heard before. I think that was behind us. Let's go ahead and dig this real quick. Of course, the one we dig together is just a modern sinker. Now this is a really cool find. I think you're gonna like it, at least I do. I didn't get you out for the signal because it was small. I figured it was just another sinker, and I found tons of them. But what we have here is a Civil War bullet that has been modified into a nipple protector. If you look in there, you can see that little square. It's not quite a square, but you know what I mean. It's a four-sided box. This is something that the soldiers would utilize to put on their muskets to keep the powder dry, so to speak. So on a musket, or rifle musket, a muzzle loader, you have what's called a nipple, which is where you put the percussion cap. You put it on top of the nipple and you pull the hammer back. Hammer hits the percussion cap, fire goes down in the hole, and it explodes the gunpowder that's in the barrel. Now there's a little iron thing, a tool that has a chain on it that they used that was issued, that would go on top of the nipple so that rainwater wouldn't go down in there, or mud or whatever. So to keep that little chamber open so that the flame could go through it. But if the soldier lost it or never had one, he could make his own. And what they would do is take a bullet like this, mini ball, round ball, and then put it on the nipple, and they would take the hammer and then pull the hammer back and let it hit the lead on the nipple, and they keep doing that like 100, 200 times. I have no idea how many times it took, but it took a lot of, I'm imagining it took quite a few hammers. And what that would do, it would deform the lead, which is fairly soft, around the head of the nipple and the square part of the nipple that is square, so that you can get a wrench on it to take it in and out, and make these things, field manufactured nipple protector. I'll take a good picture. I hope that made sense, but if I had a musket hammer to show you, you can see it would line up perfectly with how that is made. Don't know why the hole goes all the way through. Normally you don't want it to do that, but this one did for some reason. That's pretty awesome. I haven't found one of these in a while. I have an interesting find here. Let's give it like a pretty good squeak. I don't know what it is. It's some type of little strap thing would go through there. I don't know if that's going to be iron or pewter. I suspect it's going to be pewter because it's squelched pretty good. But what I wanted to show you, what was that, and this is a nail, a square nail that was in the exact same hole. But if you look at it, it's a rose head nail. You see the end of it here is not flat, kind of goes up like a little pyramid. So that means it's an older style. This could date into the 1700s very easily. That little buckle we just found might be a 1700s buckle, or may not be. I mean, these two items could be totally unrelated, but I just wanted to show you the rosehead nail. It's an older style, kind of like me. Got a really high squeaker here. Sounds really good right at the end of that rock. And we also have a bottle right there we're going to look at. Let's get the squeaker first. I don't think there's any way you're going to be able to see anything. Ooh. There it is. It's got a coin of some sort. No idea what it is. You ready? You can see it's a penny, a small one. Oh, it's a wheat penny. Most awesome. At least it's not a memorial cent, so this will date back into the early 60s or before. Looks like 55, but I could be mistaken. All right, let's throw that in a bag and grab the bottle and see what that is. Ooh, that's kind of weird. So this is some type of soda bottle, I would guess. It doesn't have any embossing on it, but it's green and it's a weird design, so I'm gonna go ahead and save it. I suspect it's before my time, or at least I've never seen one of these on the shelf when I was a kid in the little country store, Mark's country store. Yeah, when I was a kid growing up in West Virginia, I had one of those old-time country stores. Literally it was just one room, and had a potbelly stove in it, and Mark and his wife ran it. Mark was an old guy, you know, probably my age, but no, he was really old, and he's like blind in one eye and stuff. And we used to hike down there from my house across the fields and get popsicles. 5 cents a piece. I remember that. I'd get like $1 worth of popsicles and eat them going home up the railroad tracks and across the fields. Good memories. So I just dug another 6.9 caliber musket ball. A little bit chewed up on the end there. That's where the green bottle came from, so it was right in front of the stuff that we were just talking about. And by the way, the little country store that Mark owned was in I guess it was basically a train stop called Reedson, West Virginia. There's like 2-3 houses there. There was a general store and post office at one time, back when I was a kid. Probably long before most of you folks that were born that are watching this. And got another round musket ball. That was right, probably less than 6 inches from where I found the other one, the last one. So this whole place could be paved with musket balls and bullets and cool stuff. I've only come a very short distance, just like from that tree that's down right there up through here, and you know, we got a good ways to go that we can detect. So I've probably covered less than 20% of it today, and we found a lot of stuff. I'm going to look a little bit longer, and then we're going to split, but we'll come back here and we'll finish out this stretch of the river before I post this video. In case anybody recognizes it. All right, that's right where I found the musket ball, that last musket ball, and I actually have several more targets just in front of it. Got one basically the same hole. It's iron there. Another nice high squeaker there, and I think there's one there. So what we're going to do, man, I think those are all musket balls, man. It's paved with musket balls. Here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and turn the machine off. And I'll just get the pinpointer out and we'll just dig around and then just dig everything. I think it's going to be mostly musket balls, I hope, and maybe a couple pieces of iron, but we'll do that together. When we're finished with this spot, we're going to leave for the day. And we have the rest of this to go through. We have not been through there yet, all the way up as far as you can see and even further. So I'm really excited about it, considering how much we found in just a little 75-foot stretch. All right, enough talking. Let's go ahead and sit on this rock right here, and we'll get the pinpointer out and we'll work together on this. Well, I'm sitting on that exact rock and it's quite uncomfortable. It's very sharp. All right, let's just take the pinpoint. You know what? I gotta move this. I gotta unhook that so that I can get to the side of my body without too much trouble. There we go. Now, hopefully I just don't lose the pinpointer. The carabiner back behind us so it doesn't go off. Ready? Probably gonna have to get the detector again to figure out where these signals were, because I don't really remember. Okay, here's a signal. This could be iron, it could be lead, could be gold, could be anything, because this pinpointer's dumb. It doesn't know. It just knows that it's metal. This doesn't feel good. Alright, so what do we have here? We actually have a sliver of lead. So this might actually be the result of where they made bullets. Maybe. That could be part of a fired bullet. That's definitely lead. It's just interesting. This is right where all those other signals are. There's another one. It's basically the same hole that came out of. Oh, another bullet. Looky there. That's another musket ball. You can see the sprue right there on the top. So this might have been where they made some here. Who knows? That's part of the mold. Put that in here. This is fun when you have to use the real metal detector. Another one. Another signal, same hole. Again, this may not be a musket ball. Oh, that's cool. So we have a penny, and I think that's going to be a clad modern penny. Yep, so this is a clad modern penny. That just goes to show you, just because you find an object in the ground that's with something that's really old doesn't make it old. This was in the exact same hole as those two round balls. And those two round balls are from the Civil War, I can guarantee it. Alright, let's go back again. Check the hole. Oh, got another signal. What is it? Oh, looky. So this is probably buckshot to like one of the round balls called buck and ball. Can't see 100%, but if it is, then this is probably those round balls were made in a factory and not poured in a mold. Most of them were. Very few bullets during the Civil War, 1860s, were actually manufactured in the field by the soldiers. The soldiers weren't out in the field pouring bullets during the Civil War. I guess there's some exceptions where, especially like officers who might have a handgun that is a really weird caliber or something that needs special, they may be pouring their own bullets. But the average soldier, by the time the 1860 Civil War, were using pre-manufactured cartridges from factories made on these machines by women and children. Could make 10,000 cartridges an hour. There was no need for them to be trying to make bullets in the field. Did happen, but very seldom actually. Well, I'm babbling. Let's see if there's more bullets. Like I said, I know there's all kinds of targets up in there, bullet sounding targets. Let's go up in there, see if we can get one of these. See if they are bullets. Ready? Yeah, see, I get targets there. I got this target here. Let's go ahead and dig this one together. Alright, that's just a piece of iron. That could be from the Civil War era, or that could be something much more modern or older. Alright, let's go up here. I know we were hearing one of these bullet signals up in here. Let's see if that's a bullet. Wait. The rock I'm on it's not a very good rock for this. Alright, I gotta really lean out. Oh gosh, I'm chasing several targets, so alright, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna quit for the day. I'm gonna go over and I got my stuff on a little sandbar over there, and I'm gonna lay it out and we'll just take a quick look at it. I'm not going to dig the rest of these targets. Almost convinced there's more bullets here, but we're going to save those for the next trip. Let me ask you this. Do you think that the stuff will still be here when we come back next time? And do you want to come back again? I know I'm a jerk. We'll see you on the next one, I hope. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand. Keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets. She's promised